Self-love, everyone's talking about it, but do we really know what it means? And what are some ways that we can actually implement self-love? Well, by the end of this video, you'll have all the answers. Well, some of the answers, because you can never know all the answers. My name is Pamela, and I make videos for 20-year-old girl bosses who are always striving to be a better version of themselves and want to live a life far from the average. So if you'd like a dose of uplifting content helping you reach those goals, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified when I post. What is self-love? Self-love is thinking of your own well-being and making yourself a priority. It is not being selfish. It is not being narcissistic. Self-love, I believe, is the most important kind of love. When we neglect to show self-love, what happens is that we end up feeling some kind of neglect or an emptiness inside, and it's not something that you can find from others. It's not something that anyone else can give you. It's only something that you can give yourself. If you have self-love, everything else will be aligned, because if you love yourself, you're making sure that all the other areas in your life are also aligning with you and what's in your best interest. If you're really implementing self-love in the right ways, then all other areas in your life will flow as well. Does that make sense? So self-love is a really big concept, and if you really try to grasp it as one, it could be really overwhelming. So I like to think of it in 3 different categories. So there's physical, mental, and then spiritual / soul / universe, God, Mother Nature, or whatever it is that you would like to refer to it as. We can talk about this for hours and hours, so I'm just going to talk about some of the most important, because there's a lot of them that are important. Now we're going to talk about the different ways that we can show ourselves self-love. Physical self-love is accepting, loving, and embracing your body for what it is right now. And we're going to focus on our body, because I think nowadays we're struggling with loving our physical body. This physical body, it's what's getting us, or not this, mine, but your physical body is what's getting you to classes, to that job interview, to look through new apartments or new homes. And it's essentially what your mind and your soul, or whatever it is that you want to call it, that's where they live in. That's their home. Your body is its home. And when we look in the mirror and we look at our body and we say very negative, toxic things to it, you're sending negative thoughts to your home, and in turn that can affect your mind and your soul. It's up to you to 1, understand your body, 2, you decide what standards you want to uphold for your body. What is beauty to you? What would you like your body to look like for yourself? Not what the media is telling you, not because you want to look like celebrity, whoever. It's about what you will feel comfortable and confident in. 3, you have to choose what actions you have to take in order to either maintain the physical body you have now, or to make changes to reach that goal. So I mentioned that it's important to have a standard of what you'd like your body, your physical body, to look like for yourself. And the reason I say this is because social media, and just the media in general, their goal is to really tap into our insecurities, because that's how they make money. Something else that the media is notorious for doing is photos that these big celebrities take sometimes go through a number of people to make sure it looks good and flawless. So once it's posted, we're constantly getting bombarded with all these posts where these people look like they love their body all the time, they don't have any flaws, they're not insecure, and that in turn sets an unexpected expectations on us that we are somehow lower or less than because we have insecurities and we have days where we want to walk around with a huge sweatshirt because we're not feeling ourselves. This actually reminds me of a self-love class that I hosted a few years ago, and the class was mostly filled with models and actresses, and I remember feeling so nervous and a little bit insecure as well, to give these beautiful models and actresses a talk on self-love. In the end of it, there was an exercise where we split up into groups depending on age, and we talked about some of our insecurities, and we also talked about things that we like about ourselves. And I cannot tell you, there was no dry eyes in that room by the end of it. I was in shock. Everyone has insecurities. Everyone. It's all a process, and like I said, not everyone loves 100% of themselves. That's just not, it's not real. And the moment that we realize that it's not real, we're able to be a little bit more compassionate with ourselves and not feel as alone, because we know that there's other women out there that also feel the same way. I actually wrote a blog post on self-love, and in that blog post I have a quick list that you can screenshot if you want or save the photo. It's a quick list on different ways that you can show yourself self-love each and every day. The mind, my favorite. In terms of the mind, self-love is being very intentional with what you're allowing in your life, and not allowing things, especially people, make choices for you. It's standing up for yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what you're capable of, knowing your strengths and some of your challenges, owning it, and moving forward. I think this also includes choosing what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're watching every single day, what words and actions you're allowing into your space. You have to prioritize your time, your feelings, and your story, because at the end of the day, you're in charge of your story. You don't have anyone else to blame for the story you're writing. This is your responsibility. Do me a favor, if this is all making sense so far, comment down below the word self-love. Self-love, again, going back to the beginning, is prioritizing yourself. So to me, that means that if you have goals, or if you envision yourself, the better version of yourself, or a higher sense of yourself being at a certain goal, you're willing to put in that hard mental work into yourself to get yourself to that next level. So I'm actually going to put myself on the spot, and I'm going to put myself as an example, or give an example using myself. Yeah. When I considered turning on the camera and doing YouTube videos, all the voices came screaming in. Who's going to watch you? You don't even have a nice office to film in, or like a nice background. How about if somebody you know ends up coming across your videos? That's so embarrassing. And the list went on and on and on and on. I wasn't showing myself self-love in that moment because I was allowing that inner critic and that negativity to win. And by letting it win, I was telling it that it was right. One day, I was fed up. I chose to educate myself. How can I control or, one up these inner critics? What can I do? I need some education on how to get this up here right, because right now it's overpowering my life. And if it's overpowering me in that area, it's also going to overpower me in different areas of my life. So this all ties back to what I was saying in the beginning about choosing what you're reading, what you're watching, and who you let around you. I want to make this clear, and this is a big one. Self-love, no one can give you self-love. That's something that you can only give to yourself. A lot of the times people will get into relationships or be in friendships or rely on family members to give love, and that's never going to be enough, because that someone cannot give you the love that you should have for yourself. To be frank, you shouldn't even want someone you love to constantly be pouring out as much love towards you as possible, because you don't love yourself enough. That's not fair. It's not fair to put that burden onto someone. Most of the time when people do that, they end up neglecting themselves because they're so busy trying to make you happy, when at the end of the day it's just a failed cycle, because it just doesn't work that way. Now, before I end this video, I want to make it clear that there's no finish line to self-love. I think it's extremely dangerous to show that someone has mastered self-love and feels that 24/7, because that is just not true. Self-love is always evolving, always changing as we change, and some of the ways that we show ourselves self-love now may change in 10 years from now when we have a family and we're juggling more responsibilities. Okay, so like this video if you feel a little bit more inspired to show yourself some self-love. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos, and I officially gave myself a posting date, so I'm posting new videos every Tuesday. Share this video with anyone you may think that needs a little bit of a self-love reminder. Anyways, I'm always hanging out on Instagram. I feel like Instagram is my little journal, because that's where I like to keep it a little bit, you know, goal-oriented and on top of things on my channel. But over there, I like to have a little bit more fun. So you can definitely check my blog post down below, and in there you can screenshot a little image that I made with different ways that you can show yourself self-love, and it is split into the 3 categories. So let's say you've had a bad day and you think that you need some mind self-love. I have different ways that don't take that much time. Some of these things take less than 30 minutes. Actually, most of the things in that list take less than 30 minutes, and that's like a little cheat sheet for you. Alright, so that is all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you also like the setup. I don't know, let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.